Hi, good morning students. Today I am going to be discussing about parallel axis theorem. In moment of inertia. So in IQ, the moment of inertia of the body about any axis is equal to the sum of the moment of inertia of the body about the axis passing through center of mass plus product of mass and square of the distance between the two axes. For example, I consider a rigid body of mass m. Let AB is the one axis that is passing through center of mass and perpendicular to the plane of the body. And one more axis that is I am taking as a CD. Now I am going to calculate moment of inertia of this body with respect to this axis. The moment of inertia of this body with respect to this axis I am taking as here I. Here the axis is perpendicular to this plane and also parallel to the axis which is passing through center of mass. These two are here parallel axis, just like this. This is the plane like this. The distance between the two axes I am taking as here r. So the moment of inertia of the body about any axis perpendicular to the plane and passing through the any point parallel to the axis which is passing through center of mass is given by I equal to I naught plus m naught square. This is the basic formula parallel axis theorem. For example, just I am going to the one application, a rod of mass m, from here to here length l. The moment of inertia of this rod with respect to axis passing through center of mass and perpendicular to the plane is given by, the formula I naught equal to m of l square by 2r. Here the breadth of the rod neglected, that's why I am taking here m l square by 2r. Length of the rod small l, so m l square by 2r. Now I am asking what is the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis. Just consider one more axis that is passing one end of the rod like this. Rod, one axis and one more axis. So what is the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis? So that is I am taking as here I. By using this formula, from here to here distance r. In this case length is l. So from that we can write as here r equal to l by 2. So the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis we can write as a formula I equal to I naught plus m into r square. So from that we get here I naught m l square by 2r plus m into r means here l by 2 whole square. So that equal to get here m l square by 2r plus m l square by 4. Take out LCM 12 4 3 are 3 ml square plus ml square, that equal to get here 4 ml square by 12. 4 1 are 4 3 are. So the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis is given by ml square by 3. So that is the one application of parallel axis theorem. For example, I am asking, sir, what is the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to an axis passing through 1 by 4th of the length from one end. From this end, an axis passing like this. So what is the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis? Here I am saying from this end, the length of the rod is L by 4. Center of mass, the axis passing through center of mass. The moment of inertia of this rod with respect to center of mass axis I naught, the formula m l square by 2r. From here to here, this total length is l. From here to here, l by 2. From here to here, l by 2, l by 4. So remaining length here, l by 4. That means the parallel distance between the two axes. I am going to calculate what is the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis, we know this value. What is this value? These two are parallel. That's why we use the parallax theorem. So as for parallax theorem, you can write as here I equal to I naught plus m r square. That equal to I naught m l square by 12 plus m into r square. R means here l by 4. L by 4 whole square. That equal to m l square by 12 plus m l square by 4 square 60. LCM 48. So 48. 12 4 jar 4 m l square plus 16 3 jar 3 m l square. So from that we get here 4 plus 3 7 m l square by 48. So that is the moment of inertia of the rod above this axis, which is passing at a distance l by 4 from one end. So in that way we can calculate the moment of inertia of the bodies by using the parallel axis theorem. The same way, one more example. Ring, radius r, mass m. What is the moment of inertia of the ring above the axis passing through center of mass? Radius r, mass m. We know the value I naught, that equal to ring. So you can write as here m r square. Now I am asking what is the moment of inertia of this ring about an axis passing from one end perpendicular to the plane. To this plane, the ring is perpendicular to the plane. The axis is perpendicular and also passing from one end. So I equal to quotient mark. Again, these two are parallel. That's why we can use the parallax theorem. Basic formula of parallax theorem: I equal to I naught plus m into distance between the two parallel axes. If the two parallel are distance small r, so m r square. Here I naught means m r square plus m into, here r also becomes capital m r square. That equal to get here 2 m r square. That is the moment of inertia of this ring with respect to this axis. The same way when you consider the disk with respect to this axis, I equal to quotient mark. We know the basic formula. The moment of inertia of the disk with respect to axis passing through center of mass is I naught. That equal to, we know the formula m r square by 2. Now what is this value? These two axes are parallel. Again, you are using the parallax theorem. I equal to I naught plus m r square. Here small r is the distance between these two parallel axes. That equal to I naught means we get here m r square by 2 plus m. Here small r means capital, so capital square. So from that we get here 3 m r square by 2. So that is the moment of inertia of the disk with respect to axis passing through one end perpendicular to the plane. With the help of the parallel theorem we can calculate. The same way one more theorem is there, that is perpendicular axis theorem. Let me give one more example. For example, triangle or disc arrange it like this. Radius of the each one kappa and mass is m. What is the moment of inertia of these three disks, or what is the moment of inertia of this system with respect to axis passing from center perpendicular to the plane. So the three disks rotating like this about this axis. What is the moment of inertia? So this axis passing through here, center of this all three combination. So here three are bodies, not particles. That's why every body has its own moment of inertia about its own axis. For example, this is the disk and this axis is passing through its center. We know the moment of inertia of the disk about the axis passing through center of mass I naught equal to mr square by 2. Now I am going to calculate moment of inertia of this system with respect to this axis. So first I am calculating the moment of inertia of this disk with respect to this axis. Just assume yourself, is there one axis? Again, this is the one more axis. Here the two axes are parallel to each other like this. Parallel to each other. One is separated by distance r. So the moment of inertia of this one disk with respect to this axis is given by using parallax theorem. I equal to the right as I naught plus m r square. That equal to I means m r square by 2 plus m r square means this one, smaller here, axis here, axis. That equal to get here 3 by 2 m r square. That is the moment of inertia of the disk with respect to this axis. But what is the total moment of inertia? 1, 2, 3. Three bodies is there from this axis at a distance, from this axis at a distance. All are same mass, same radius. So you can take as a total moment of inertia of this system, only one disk. Total moment of inertia of the system is given by 3 into 3 by 2 m r square. So that equal to get here 9 by 2 m r square. What is the radius of gyration? Radius of gyration means you can write as here total mass into k square. M k square. Total mass means 1, 2, 3. 3m equal masses. M1 plus M2 plus M3. M k square. That equal to get here 9 by 2 m r square. Both sides m get cancelled. 3 1 ja 3 3 ja. So k equal to under root 3 by 2 r. That is the radius of gyration. In that way, you can calculate the number of problems. For example, 3 discs placed in the corners of the square. Corners of the triangle of side E. What is the moment of inertia of this system with respect to axis passing through center of mass of the triangle? Here also same concept. Bodies are placed, not particles. Here bodies are placed, nothing but discs are placed. So every body has its own moment of inertia about its own axis. These two are again parallel. Here also using the parallax theorem. First I am going to calculate moment of inertia of this disk with respect to this axis. So we know I naught equal to disk. So m r square by 2 with respect to one axis. With respect to this axis, two axes are parallel. So small r equal to triangle. We get the value here a by root 3 from here to this side. So from that we can calculate I equal to 1 disk I naught plus m r square. That equal to I naught means m r square by 2 plus m into small r means a by root 3 whole square. Total system 1, 2, 3. So the moment of inertia of the system, that equal to 3 into m r square by 2 plus a by root 3. So that is the moment of inertia of the system of 3 discs when they are placed at the corners of the triangle by using the parallel axis theorem. The same way you can calculate another applications with the help of the perpendicular axis theorem. So what is the meaning of perpendicular axis theorem? What is the statement of the perpendicular axis theorem? So the perpendicular axis theorem means the axes are perpendicular to each other. The moment of inertia of the plane lamina nothing but paper, chapati, those are like that. So the plane lamina about the axis passing through any point perpendicular to the plane. That means just assume z axis. The moment of inertia of this plane lamina about the axis passing perpendicular to the plane is equal to the sum of the moment of inertia of this plane lamina about the two mutually perpendicular axes. For example, x-axis, this is the y-axis and this is the z-axis. The moment of inertia of the z-axis of this body about the z-axis is equal to sum of these two. The moment of inertia of this plane lamina about the x-axis ix, about the y-axis iy, about the z-axis diagonally like this, but assuming z-axis like that, iz, we can write as here ix plus iy. Here x, y, z all are perpendicular to each other and passing through the same point. In that case, we can use this perpendicular axis theorem. Iz is equal to ix plus iy. Here x, y, z all are perpendicular to each other. The moment of inertia of this plane lamina about any perpendicular axis is equal to the sum of these two mutually perpendicular axes. By using this, we can calculate the moment of inertia of the disc about its diameter or moment of inertia of the ring. And take a ring. Mass is m, radius is r. Radius of the ring is r. What is the moment of inertia of this ring about its diameter? So just like this, assume yourself. This is the axis passing through perpendicular like this now. Just assume. So this is the one diameter, this is the another diameter. Now this is the axis iz, ix, iy, ix like this one. X-axis, y-axis, two diameters. That means moment of inertia of this ring with respect to this axis or with respect to this diameter ix, with respect to this diameter iy, with respect to z-axis iz. But we know this value because this axis is perpendicular to this plane and also passing through center of mass. We know that value I0 is equal to ring. So we can write as here mr square. Here iz is nothing but I0. What is the moment of inertia of this ring with respect to this diameter or with respect to this axis? I am going, these two are perpendicular to each other and also this is also perpendicular. That's why by using we can write as here perpendicular iz equal to ix plus iy. So that equal to here ix, iy both are equal, ring equal shape. So you get here 2ix or 2iy. Iz is nothing but mr square. So from that ix is equal to, can write as here mr square by 2. Simply that is also equal to iy. So the moment of inertia of the ring with respect to diameters mr square. For example, this is the disc. In case of disc, moment of inertia of the disc, same concept. Y-axis, this is the z-axis, sorry, x-axis, and this is the z-axis. Iz is equal to ix plus iy. Here ix, iy both are equal. That's why I can write as here 2ix. Iz nothing but I0. In case of disc, mr square by 2. So we can write as here mr square by 4 is equal to ix. That is also we can write as here iy. So that is the moment of inertia of the disc above the diameter. So in the same manner we can calculate group of the rings are placed, group of the discs are placed. Then what is the moment of inertia? For example, I am going to give the applications. Rod of length L, mass M. 4 rods I am arranged like this in the form of the square. Equal size, equal mass. 4 rods arranged in the manner of square. What is the moment of inertia of the system about this axis, passing through center. Length of the rod is L, mass of the rod each one is M. Now they are arranged in this form. What is the moment of inertia of this system with respect to this axis? Body is here. Every body has its own moment of inertia about its own axis. With respect to this axis, that means only consider single rod axis passing through center of mass. We know that value I naught is equal to ml square by 2. Now what is the moment of inertia of this system or of this rod only first? Of this rod with respect to this axis. Here the two axes are parallel to each other. This is the I naught and this is the I. Now these two are parallel to each other. So we can use the parallax theorem. So the moment of inertia is the first rod, second rod, third rod, fourth rod, as you wish. So the moment of inertia of the first rod with respect to this axis is given by I equal to I naught plus ml square by I naught plus m r square. That is the formula. Here from here to here, these two are the parallel axes. The distance between these two, small r, that is equal to clearly L by 2. So I naught means basic formula ml square by 2r plus m into r means L by 2 whole square. So that equal to ml square by 2r plus ml square by 4. LCM 2r ml square plus 3ml square. That equal to get here 4 ml square by 2r. 4 1 are 4 3 are ml square by 3. That is the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis. Only one rod. I naught plus mr square. I naught means ml square by 12. M r plus to this value L by 2. ml square by 12. ml square by 4. LCM 12 ml square plus 3 ml square. 3 plus 1 4 ml square by 12. So what is the moment of inertia of this system, total system with respect to the axis? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the moment of inertia of the system is equal to 4 into ml square by 3. That equal to, can write as here 4 ml square by 3. That is the moment of inertia of these four rods about this axis. For example, what is the moment of inertia of this system with respect to an axis passing through its diagonal? What is the moment of inertia of this system with respect to axis passing through diagonal? Like this. So in that case, we are using perpendicular theorem. How? This is the, just I am assuming x axis and one more diagonal y axis, and these two are perpendicular, and the axis z axis ix, iy, iz, three are perpendicular. We know this value clearly. Ix, iy both are equal. So by using the formula iz is equal to I diagonal plus one more I diagonal. Both are equal. So I am writing as here Ix and Iy diagonal. So we can take as both are equal. So Iz means about this axis. That value is here 4 ml square by 3. That equal to, can write as here 2 into I diagonal. So that means we get here 2 ml square by 3. That equal to I diagonal. In that way we can calculate total. For example, what is the moment of inertia of this rod with respect to this axis? Moment of inertia of this rods with respect to this axis. First rod, second rod, third rod, fourth rod. So with respect to this axis, the first rod is on the axis. That's why the moment of inertia of the first rod becomes 0. And one more. This rod, fourth rod. So the axis passing through one end of the fourth rod. One end of the fourth rod. So with respect to this axis, we can write as I4 equal to ml square by 3. Here also, with respect to this axis, the second rod, the axis passing through one end of the second rod. So here also we can write as I2 is equal to ml square by 3. Now what is this one? This one third rod. From this axis, the third rod at a distance L. I3 equal to can write as ml square. At a distance L, mass is concentrated at the center of mass. That's why we can use the ml square. Total I equal to moment of inertia of the system. I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. This one 0. I2 ml square by 3. I3 ml square by 3. I4 ml square. So from the LCM and calculation. So that is the moment of inertia of the system by using the parallax theorem at the same time perpendicular theorem.